Either over the many years the washer's been doing its job very, very slowly, or I need to figure out how to get shorts with larger pockets because things are starting to not fit in these pockets anymore. Morning. So, our plan to watch a movie last night got a little bit hinkied. What were we going to watch?
Kingsman.
We were going to watch the original, the first Kingsman, because the second one is coming out soon, is like probably going into the theaters tomorrow. So I've seen like an insane amount of commercials for it.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, Aaron's like, well, the first one's on Netflix. Apparently it was on Netflix.
No, apparently it's on Netflix in other countries.
Oh, it's on Netflix in other countries, but not here. So we wound up looking on Amazon and realized it was like still like $3. And I'm like, it's not that important. If it was free, we would have watched it on Amazon Prime, but that's not. So we wound up watching Alice Through the Looking Glass because I was like, it's a children's movie. How much is a sequel dependent on the original? We might have not a clue who many of the characters are, but it's not like we've never seen Alice in Wonderland before at all. I know who the Cheshire Cat is. I know who Tweedledee and Tweedledum are. I mean, and I think the Mad Hatter, Johnny Depp's Mad Hatter, has been memed and gifted enough on the internet. We have an idea. If anything from that movie, I think it's from the first one that it gets gifted a lot, but the second one he redid it because it was funny, where he just like, did that. Where he was actually startled for the first, I don't know, forced in a way in that movie. But even like, Ice Knight, he was asking, how was the movie? And I was like, it was a children's movie, it was predictable, it had a lot of puns. And he just went, oh. And I'm like, I'm also terrible at reviewing movies. I'm thinking, you watch the vlog channel. You've watched how many movies I've went and seen. And I'm just like, it was a movie. It had Spider-Man in it. The guy was kind of cute. Had a fair bit of action. Like, what? I would be a terrible movie critic.
The thing you never include when you're reviewing, you really should, is how you felt about it.
But that's the thing is, in my mind, when I say how I feel about something, it's going to affect how someone else feels about it, and I should not allow that to happen. They need to make their own decision, not go off based off someone else's feelings. They need to learn the facts about things, and then they can go and experience things on their own. But if someone else tells, well, I didn't really like this movie, you immediately go in with a negative context to a movie. And while that can lead to a, well, that person's just crazy, I freaking love this movie, you also go in with a negative, even if it's a -1, on a scale of like -10 to +10. So you're already starting out from a non-neutral point of view, which I know is hard for humans to do begin with. I don't need to affect that in any way whatsoever.
But people are asking you because they want your opinion. They aren't saying, tell me the facts about this movie. You can find the facts from trailers. They want to know.
Not always. I hate to bring this back up, but you cannot find out most of the facts about the Matrix from the original trailers.
Yes.
Like, I seriously thought that was a magic movie with like superheroes based on how that was worked. They're like, oh, they're messing with reality and they're learning how to basically create superpowers. And then I get into the theater and like a quarter of the way through the movie, I'm like, what? We all know now why, but in the theater it was just like, oh, what?
But regardless, the information you just gave is generally available. Kids movie, Johnny Depp, predictable. You knew that going in.
Yeah, again, if, you know, I don't want to be responsible for someone not liking a movie because I was not perfectly enjoyed by it. Because I don't necessarily enjoy all movies.
Right.
So if I tell someone I wasn't too terribly thrilled by it, they're going to go in not knowing that I wasn't terribly thrilled by it. And if they hold my opinion to some level of credibility, they're going to go in with a mild bit of, well, he didn't like this, maybe I won't like this. Whereas the person could actually really like it. There's a big old case where you love movies, and I'm like, meh.
Yeah.
So why would I want to tell you I was kind of meh at that movie and have you immediately come down on, it's just like, oh, well, I guess it's just meh. And you're waiting for something super to happen the entire movie, or you're just like, apparently that's not that big a deal. It seemed like it would have been a big deal, but it wasn't. Like, I don't want to be about hyping people up because I love movies that other people are like, meh.
Yeah. attached to each other. They're just child.
I have no words for that. I mean, I understand that we've had our issues with Nike bikes and the bike riders in and of themselves over the past year and a half on this channel. But even that...
Yeah, that's excessive, even for...
I don't understand why no Nike employee, to my knowledge, would do that. Someone else did that because they were...
upset.
Bored. But yeah, that's why I just can't, in a weird way, in good conscience, give my full opinion about a movie, because it's... I don't want to be responsible. Even if no one will hold me responsible, I'd still feel responsible for ruining someone's interaction with a movie. Because my opinion has made them a little bit more biased in one direction, rather than just being initially biased.
That is why we ask things like, how'd you like it? But regardless, this is my train, so bye.
Right, so it's 9 o'clock. I've typed up basically a dissertation, someone's comments. They asked about a personal trainer, and I was like, I'm not a physical trainer. Please don't ever assume, just, no. I can give advice on things, but I have not been doing any semblance of strength training for longer than 5 years. Take what I say with, I have researched a lot of stuff online, but I typed up a giant paragraph as to what my personal thoughts on trainers, on personal trainers. I don't want to say personal twice in a row, even though they qualified. My opinions on it. And speaking about my opinions, as we were talking about earlier, that's like, it's hard, because I'm like, I try to give people, as I was talking earlier about opinions, and I've talked about this one before, it's hard for me to give opinions, because I understand that people want to, and this is really strange, I know people want biased information. That's, you know, I hear people online saying, oh, I just don't like biased media. I hear that from so many people. Oh, the biased media, the left biased media, the right biased media, or, you know, whatever. The science biased media. Again, like with the climate change thing. Oh, that guy was on the Cowboys. Of course he's going to, you know, talk about the Cowboys, in case you don't like the Cowboys. Or if you like the Cowboys, you like to listen to the guy that was on the Cowboys, because he's probably going to talk real news. And I'm just like, I can't let myself slip into that sort of thing. And I understand that I don't give a lot of ideas about things and my feelings behind things, because I understand that technically people are looking for it. But again, as I said earlier, I don't want people, in a weird way my brain says, tainted by my perception of things, because my perception is strange and weird. I understand that I see things differently, and people want to understand that difference. You know, like, they want to know what I think. And in terms of like watching Alice Through the Looking Glass, the second one, I didn't hate it. I kept watching it. We had an issue with Comcast where it kind of cut off our internet about near the end, but we wound up getting it back and watching the very end of the movie. But it's sort of like, why wouldn't you watch it? I mean, I've seen movies where I'm just like, don't. Like, the Unbreakable. I will honestly tell you, I passed out watching that movie 6 times. I wound up like watching it and trying to remember what was going on, and then started it from there, and then passed out again. And then when I woke up, watched it from there, and passed out. Like, I've seen the entire movie. I don't remember much about it, because I kept passing out during it. It's so boring. There are people that swear by Unbreakable. They're like, oh, it's a great movie. I really loved it. It really spoke to me, and I'm sitting over here passing out to it. So, yeah, that's why I'm like, I can't figure my opinion is worth that much, considering I have done, my fantasy football team is largely based on who I thought is cute. I don't know some of these guys. I don't know half these guys. I was like, Andy Dalton, redheads, lovely, click. I also picked AJ McCarron. I did not realize he was on the Bengals because I wasn't looking at any other information. I was just like, you're the highest ranked quarterback and you look kind of cute, click. I didn't realize they were both on the Bengals. I never watched the Bengals. The Bengals are, unless they're playing a team from on this coast, they don't really ever see them play because I'm not in that area of the country. I mean, now that we have more channels, I can probably watch it more, but still. So that's that. I'm gonna get this thing edited. I'm not sure. I watch for things on Instagram today. I said last week that I'd probably be live streaming. I may not live stream the game. I don't know. I really liked live streaming that game. I liked being there and talking with one person, but hopefully more people will get involved. And it should be at 4 o'clock our time. I say our time, like everybody's on the same time. But 4 o'clock PDT, because we haven't moved over yet. When does that happen? We're going to be on that for a while. That doesn't happen until November 5th. So, we're on PDT. So, it'll happen late afternoon. If you're on my Instagram, at Dashric, the channel name, the Snapchat, the Twitter, it's all social media the same. I will chat with you guys later. I'm going to take care of a quest on Heroes of the Storm, and then probably, and I need to stretch too. That was my thing. Vlog, stretch, Here's the Storm, edit. That was what my morning was going to be. Unless Willie gets a hold of me and says, hey, do you want to put some stuff in? Before I have to go to the game? But yeah, so again, I'm going to try for an outro here, like an end screen, and we'll see how this goes. Hopefully I can get one put together, because I know how those little boxes on other things works, and it would be better if I'm not trying to like dodge like, oh look, here's the subscribe thing, oh look, here's this thing, and I'm trying to get myself centered so I'm not covering something up. So yeah, I'm gonna try that one, see how that works.